As we begin our study of kinematics, it's important for us to discuss coordinate systems and dimensions, with a particular focus on how to look at them and talk about them for physics. The first thing we can talk about is one-dimensional space. We can represent one-dimensional or 1D space on a number line. There's some key components of a number line. We have an origin. It is a reference point. In a one-dimensional world, we only move, or the only dimension that exists is one dimension. We have positions given by numbers. Position in this case +3, position in this case -3. Position describes where we are relative to an origin. There is also directions, positive and negative. Negative and positive help define what the position is relative to the origin. When we discuss motion on a number line, we can say that if somebody or some object that is located here moving in this direction is moving in the positive direction. Similarly, something that is here moving in this direction is moving in the positive direction. And something here moving in this direction is moving in a positive direction. So in this case, we say the movement is positive, meaning moving toward positive numbers, even though the position may be in a negative location. Conversely, we can have something located here, and if it's moving in this direction, we would say it's moving or changing its position toward more negative values. It's moving in a negative direction. Similarly, if we are here, we are moving in a negative direction. And here, we could be located in a positive position, but be moving in a negative direction. So this is one-dimensional position and motion. Here to move into a two-dimensional world, which we think of or call the two-dimensional coordinate plane, we can now see there are just two number lines at 90 degrees to each other, this one and this one. We commonly refer to this one as x and this one as y. So we can see there are positive x values, positive x positions, negative x positions, positive y positions, and negative y positions. So in a two-dimensional world, the position of an object is given by two coordinates, an x coordinate and a y coordinate. So if we were to place an object right here, we would say its x position is 5 and its y position is 3. X position 5, its y position 3. Similarly, over here, we would say that this has an x position of -6 and a y position of -2. Whenever we work with two dimensions, we break it down into two separate one-dimensional situations. So we consider what's going on with x separate from what's going on with y. But this is what a two-dimensional coordinate plane looks like. Now, if we were to go further and look at a three-dimensional coordinate plane, we have x, which can have positive and negative values. We have a y-axis, which can have positive and negative values. And we have a z-axis, which can have positive and negative values. So in three-dimensional space, the space we live and think and operate in three-dimensional space, there are 3 coordinates to every object. And it's difficult to draw and represent three-dimensional positions in motion on a two-dimensional piece of paper. But we could expand our coordinate system into 3 dimensions. In our course, we are going to look at 1 and 2 dimensions primarily, with a heavy focus on 1 dimension.